Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, Matt with Green Bar Trading, and welcome back to another trade breakdown video where I go over in detail, specific detail, how I traded this momentum stock here today. So, my favorite things to trade are momentum, those pre-market gappers, preferably with a catalyst, preferably with a low float, and preferably getting that volume that we need. And we also need the short sellers so we could get those squeezes. I'm a long trader, so I go long. It's totally fine to short these as well. You're going to basically be doing the same exact thing that I'm doing, just the opposite way. So I love momentum. I love momentum trading. I love scalping. It's my favorite way to trade. I love to be in and out of the market really, really quickly. So let's go over this trade here. I forget what the ticker symbol was. This was on Thursday, so February 3rd. And right now it's 8:22 p.m. So you guys are getting an evening education video. I'm just getting ready to go to my hockey game tonight at 10:30. So tomorrow I'm going to be very tired. So I figured I would jump on here and give you guys a great trade breakdown. So BCDA at 8 a.m., this was our leading gapper. Now, why did it jump up on the scanner? So I have my pre-market scanners right here into my watch list. It comes up here and I just sort from highest to lowest. So very, very simple stuff. And that's the pre-market. So at 8 a.m., there was a news release. So BioCardia receives FDA breakthrough device designation for cell therapy system for heart failure. FDA breakthrough. Okay. This to me is a decent enough catalyst for me to get 10 to 20 cents. That's all I'm looking for is 10 cents on 2,000 shares is $200. So I got what, 8 cents of profit, just about 9 cents, and got $180 of profit. Now I'm going to go over exactly where I got into this in a second. But one thing we have to check is the float. So on Thinkorswim, BCDA, the float is shares. So right here, it's 16.8. I always want to check with other, providers here to see what it is, to see how accurate Thinkorswim is. BCDA, type that in here. On Yahoo, click statistics. Very simple stuff, guys. And there you go. You got your float. 11.17 million. So that's even better than Thinkorswim has it. So then we go to FinViz here. Do the same thing, BCDA. Type that in. Go right down here. Shares. The float, 11.65. So it looks like the float is closer to 12 million than Thinkorswim has at 16 or 17 million. So that's good. The float is good. Not bad. Not a bad float at all. Preferably lower would be better, but that's still a fine float. So I'm happy with that. The next thing I do is I want to look at the daily chart. So I pull up my 10-year. Each one of these is a day. Each candlestick is a day. And the only indicator I have on the daily chart is the 200 exponential moving average. This is a good indication of where price may see resistance. So if it's under it, you know that maybe you have room up to, and that's a level there. So it would be at about 272 has the 200 moving average. So that's something I look at. I look at the daily chart. I like to see if it's a previous runner. You can see here we've gotten spikes before. So we know that it could make moves. So the next thing I do is I'll take this and I'll draw out some trend lines, you know, kind of just playing around with it. See if there's anything that may affect where I'm going to be trading. And I come up with this. So this is the most recent from June. And that was a good spot right there to see resistance, which was around 229. Okay, so these are the things I do. Draw some trend lines out on the daily chart, and I have the 200. So now dialing in to our 1 minute chart and our 5 minute chart. This is the way I have my Thinkorswim set up. This is the platform I use. I use the price ladder here. I also use these buttons depending on how fast things are moving at the time. So 8 a.m. the news comes out, and I'll bring this up on a bigger chart so that we can see this a little better. All right, we got the day here, and now what I'll do is I'll put my momentum, what I use for momentum stocks on here is the VWAP, which is this yellow dotted line, and the 9 EMA. This is all I use when I'm trading momentum stocks. Try to keep it simple. If you have so many things up and running, you're going to drive yourself crazy. Now, something else that I look at, obviously, is level 2. Cannot trade without looking at level 2. You can see right here, this is where I have level 2 all set up. So right now you have 3,400 because you add 2 zeros on the bid at $2, and you have 600 shares available to buy at 201. So this is the kind of stuff that I'm constantly watching before I get into the trade. So I want to see volume start to come in. That's something that is, you know, really, really key for what I'm trading. And that's exactly what we saw coming in here. This volume profile, starting at 8 when the news broke, that is a very nice ascending amount of volume. This is interest. This is eyeballs. This is traders that like the same thing that I liked, and we're just looking to scalp these moves. And you can see here, once it's over VWAP, it holds up on VWAP, and then it comes back, it's holding up on the 9, and then it starts to top off. The first indication this may roll over is once it breaks down under the 9, that's basically the end of that, that run. So you want to get into these, especially if you're doing what I'm doing, and we're just looking for a couple of cents. You want to get in and out really quickly, especially in this market. Know the market you're in. The market you are in right now is not great for follow through. And why this is not showing my trades, I do not know. So now we'll just go in here. I can find out what time. So 8:21 is this right here, this candle right here. And then 8:25 is this candle up here. So this was our entrance and our exit. So what I did was I waited for this to break out. It broke out. I wait for the pullback. It's holding above that key $2. That's the key $2 range. that I was looking for it to break and hold. It did that. I got in right here. The break of the whole dollar is one of my favorite types of scalp trades. It usually gets a lot of attention. So when we were coming up against it, dropping, coming up against it, dropping, when we closed above it in this green candle, I was all in at that point. 2,000 shares right here on this hammer candle, getting out right up here on the top. So I scaled out of this. Let me just see if I can, days buy sells. So I had 2,000 shares. I scaled out 1,000 when it first pushed up, took my scalp, and then went 500, 500. That's how I usually like to trade these. I wish Thinkorswim, was showing my trades here. That's a little frustrating. But if you have Thinkorswim, you know that sometimes they just don't. So good float, good catalyst, saw some volume there, and was fairly confident with the break of the whole dollar, being above VWAP, being the top gainer, that I could grab, the 9 cents of profit. So that's what we did. 9 cents on 2,000 shares, $180. The trade never went against me. It was a good entrance and a good exit. I didn't get greedy and hold forever. And, they usually roll over, like I said, especially in this market. So that's BCDA, the trade breakdown. I hope that this helps you guys. Hit the thumbs up for the video, and I'll have a lot more of these types of videos, obviously, coming out throughout the entire year. So if you're new, subscribe. If you want a trading community to trade with every day, talk to every day, join Green Bar Trading. The link is in the description for our Discord chat. Thank you guys for watching. Take care.